Hi, this is Bill Watkins. For the last number of weeks now, we've been talking about the pursuit of joy. We started in Psalm 16, verse 11, and talked about the unlimited fullness of joy that's in the presence of God, the pleasures that are forevermore at His right hand. It says it right there in that passage. But we've been giving then several reasons why we need to pursue joy. And today I come to the fifth of those 7 reasons. And this is what it is, and it's going to sound so wrong, but it's absolutely right. The pursuit of self-denial is also the pursuit of joy. Pursue self-denial because that brings joy. That seems absolutely wrong-headed. You know, if the Bible says to deny ourselves, and it does, listen, Mark chapter 8, verse 34, if anyone would come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. Somebody says, well, if you deny yourself, aren't you denying yourself everything? And that would be love, joy, everything else that comes along. If you're denying, how's there any joy in that? Well, there is true. There's absolute denying that has to take place. And it's not just the denial of a few things. It's to deny ourselves. It means to die to ourselves. But that is the pathway to joy. The Bible's really clear about denying ourselves. We have to be crucified with Christ. Galatians chapter 2, verse 20, and Galatians chapter 5, verse 24. Paul says in Romans chapter 6, verse 11, to daily count yourself dead to Christ so that you can live to God. There's real self-denial, and I will not tell you anything untrue about this. Christianity is costless. But how does Jesus argue in the next verse of Mark chapter 8 from the thing that he just said? When he said in verse 34, if anyone come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross and follow me, then he gives you the reason in verse 35. For whoever would save his life will lose it. But whoever loses his life for my sake and the gospel's will save it. What's his argument? In other words, why should we not try to save our lives by avoiding service to Jesus? If serving Jesus is going to cost me my life, then why in the world would I ever choose to give up my life for Christ? Why would I do that? He says, because of this, that if you're trying to save your life, you will lose it. The more you try to grasp life, the more you try to get all the gusto in life, and that's what your pursuit is, and not the pursuit of God, not the pursuit of self-denial. He says it slips through your finger like the wind. You cannot grasp life. You will lose it. But look at the next thing that he says. But whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. Joy comes because I find out who I am. I find out what life is. I find out what pleasure is. I find out what joy is when I let it go. When I let go of all of these things to grasp hold of God. And by the way, can I just tell you, you can't hold on to God and hold on to all the stuff at the same time. You have to make a choice. Jesus is really clear about this. You have to make a choice. The longer I try to hold on to it, can I just tell you that the house you live in will be somebody else's someday unless it burns to the ground. That the car you drive will get old and die. That the situations in life, the power you achieve will one day just slip right through your fingers and you won't be able to hold on to it at all. Try to save your life and you will lose it. So here's what you do. You come to Christ and say, Lord, my home, my car, my career, my children, my family, my very life itself is not mine. I give it up. I release it. And then God says, you found life. Whoever would lose his life for my sake, the same shall find it. Do you want to know who you are? Do you want to know what truth is? Do you want to know what joy feels like? Let go. Let go and let God fill you with joy. Thanks for watching.